welcome to my first ever vlog, and this is for our media and information literacy subject. But before that, let me introduce myself.
My name, my age, my favorite color, my height, my sign, do I have a lover?
Single tayo be. TikTok tourist. Alright, so much for that. So in this video, I will give you 6 tips on what are the do's and don'ts while using social media. Are you ready? Let's start. So first tip is that be selective when adding your friends. So I still remember when my Facebook account was just newly made is that I kept on adding different people even if I don't really know them personally. Relate much? But then now I realize that it's not really good for my account. So what I do now, if there's a friend request that will pop up in my Facebook account, is that of course I checked it. I checked his or her timeline first. If his or her post is not that malicious, or if I can get something on his post, because nowadays memes and shit posts is very rampant, and I think for me it can trigger something because there are some Facebook users that are very sensitive about something. So after checking his or her timeline, check also his or her pictures or his profile picture. Not because she is beautiful, you're going to add them. Not because he is handsome, you're going to confirm them. Or it's not being choosy, but it's being careful. Being careful if his or her pictures is really trustworthy. Because we all know that hackers is very rampant nowadays. Also check if that account is real or fake, especially if you don't have mutual friends, because you'll really question yourself like, where did he get my Facebook account if we don't have mutual friends, right? And also check his or her post if you have common interests, you have common hobbies, political views, insights, because that is where socialization starts, which is the purpose of Facebook. But socializing in a way that no one will be harmed. Second, choose sensible, strong, and hard to get password. So strong password is very important because it can prevent unauthorized access to your electronic devices. So the more complex your password is, the more it can provide security to your devices. So a brief reminder also to all the teenagers who's watching this, in line with this tip, is that avoid swapping your social media accounts to your partners, especially if you just know them through social media also and you haven't met them personally. Because stating in fact, you don't really know the nature of a person. You don't know all about them. So don't give all your trust to them because social media nowadays is very complicated and a bit dangerous. So it's not me being bitter because I really experienced it, but now I realize that we need privacy also. Third tip, don't upload inappropriate pictures. So we all know that social media is also about sharing your photos and videos, but be careful because you don't know your audiences. You don't know that there might be children or minors that is watching or can see your photos and videos and they can reflect onto you. Always check your photos or videos first before uploading them and ask yourself, is it okay if I post this? Is it fine if I post this? Because cyberbullying is rampant nowadays that even just a very little or small mistake people can notice and you'll just gonna say in a snap you're going viral. So fourth tip, be careful with the pages you follow. So now I'm slowly unfollowing pages like this. Shitpost, memes. I mean, they can really make me smile sometimes, but mostly they can really trigger something. And now I'm following pages that are very useful, especially to my strand, which is Yums, like pages like Yums Files, all about Yums, and some pages that gives trivias and facts like Mystery World and deep web readers. There are also pages not only for that, but also pages for public figures, like this artist, my idols. Yeah. So before following them or liking their pages, I always check if they have the verification. I mean, kaning blue, it's the blue check, right? It's something verification. It means that it is really their page. It is really them who's using this. So before following some pages for public figures or some networks, try checking if they have this blue check beside their names. So fifth tip is that be careful in opening unsecured links. Be careful in opening unverified files or links that is attached to your emails because it can install malware or it can infect virus into your computers or devices. Because personally, I tried that one, especially on Facebook, that they're having a phone giveaway, and like they're saying, there's no harm in trying, but it really has, especially in situations like this. So yeah, I tried that one and they sent me a link in my messenger, and as stupid as I am, I tried opening it and it led me to a website asking for my personal information like my name, my address, my contact number, and yeah. Then someone told me that don't push it because it's just a scam or some bogus of a hacker trying to steal my personal information, and gladly nothing happens to my devices. So lesson learned, guys. But if you are really hard-headed like me, well, I have 5 tips for you to do to secure your devices and to secure that there is no viruses or you haven't been stealed by any personal information. So first, do not enter any data. Disconnect from the internet. Scan your machines using an antivirus machine. Change your passwords and then make sure you have backup files somewhere else. And the last but not the least tip is that do not ever use inappropriate language, especially while using your social media. So we all know that online social media is one of the most important way in communicating and exchanging ideas. But unfortunately, this discourse has been crippled by abusive language that has damaging effects to social media users. Millennials like me are enamored by different filters and slapped it in their photos like crazy. But in words, no filter. But some say it's just a resort of expressing our thoughts and frustrations. Is that true? Well, personally, I also cuss, but I'm now limiting it because I know it's not good to hear, especially if there are children who are listening. What is not good in profanities, or not just profanities, but also words that can bring harmful intentions to people or institutions, or can be a mode of harassment that is not very acceptable. Well, some say it's our freedom of speech, but we all knew in our souls that it is not good. So we don't know the twist in our lives that the things or the words we use to talk to other people can be used against us too in the future. But all in all, we should limit, or if we can do, we should avoid using those inappropriate words or language, especially when we are using social media. So that's all for today. So let's recall the 6 tips on what are the do's and don'ts in social media. So first, be selective in adding your friends. Second, choose sensible, strong, and hard to get password. Third, don't upload inappropriate pictures. Fourth, be careful with the pages you follow. Fifth, think before opening unsecured links. And sixth, don't use inappropriate language. That's all for today. I hope you learned something. Bye!